Yes, you're welcome to my channel once again. This is your boy Jacob talking about medical business, how to run business, how to run clinics, how to run pharmacies. Soon we are going to talk about the career paths you can take all here on my channel. So if you are new to this channel, just consider subscribing to my channel by pressing on that button in the corner. Yes, that's how you can support me. Thanks for all of those who have subscribed to my channel. Thanks for your support. So this week we are going to look at how you can we are going to look at the 4 mistakes people make when they are setting up their clinics. Yes, basically there are 4 mistakes people make when they are setting up their clinics. So just stay there, listen and watch. Yeah, so literally one of the biggest mistakes people make when they are setting up their clinics, especially those who are just beginning, is they start selling drugs. My friend, you are not supposed to sell drugs when you're a clinic. This is not a drug shop. A clinic, you are supposed to get your patients, collect the patient, examine the patient, send them to the lab, and you give them treatment according to your findings. Yes, that's what a clinic is supposed to do, not to sell drugs. Like, hey, you see some people going to the clinic, I want Panadol, I want what. You are not supposed to sell those people those drugs. No, you send them to a drug shop. A clinic, you are supposed to clerk your patients. Yes, examine them. Yes, give them treatment. Yes, that's what a clinic is supposed to do. So basically you need to get a form 5. Some people call it a form 5 or a clerk form. You put there a Jacob's clinic or Massey's clinic. Yes, you make a form where you're supposed to clerk your patient with the pages. They can make it for you. You make your prescriptions on that form. That's what a clinic is supposed to do, not to just sell drugs. No, people who sell drugs are pharmacies and class C drug shop. A clinic, you are not supposed to sell drugs. No, you're supposed to see your patients, examine them, send them to the lab, and give them treatment. That's what a clinic is supposed to do. So if you've been selling drugs, that one is totally not acceptable. You are not supposed to sell drugs. Yes, that's not for a clinic. So another mistake people make when they are setting up clinics is to display drugs. No, a clinic is not, you are not supposed to be display drugs. You find someone has displayed drugs, people are looking at person. No, a clinic, you are not supposed to display your drugs. No, that's a very big mistake. A clinic is not supposed to display drugs. Your drugs have to be in the cupboard inside there. It's the pharmacies and drug shops which are supposed to display drugs because they are selling. A clinic, you are not supposed to sell drugs. You are supposed to examine and give treatment according to your findings. So you are not supposed to. So if these NDA guys come and they find when you display the drugs, they will just take away all the drugs and they close your clinic. Yeah, because a clinic, you are not supposed to display drugs where clients come and look at your drugs and start buying. No, you are not. Your drugs are supposed to be inside. So that area where you display, you are trying to, you just make it as a reception and put a table there and some nice flowers, just for a reception where you receive your patients from. You're not supposed to display. Your drugs have to be inside the cupboard. So don't display drugs if it's a clinic. Thirdly, another mistake people make when setting up clinic is hiring nursing assistants. We talked about it when setting up drug shops. Even in clinics, people hire nursing assistants because they are cheap. You are going to give them 50,000, 60,000 or 150,000. You are not supposed to hire any aides. No, it's not acceptable. The minimum level of a staff to work in a clinic has to be an enrolled nurse or a midwife. So basically, literally, you are not supposed to hire them. Those ones have to be there to just assist you if you have one of them. But to run a clinic, you are not supposed to hire them, because when they come they will ask you for a list of your staffs, and they don't want any aides on that list, or if they find her there they will take her to prison. So please don't hire nursing aides. So if you hire them, they are just supposed to be support staffs, just to support you in your treatment, but not to give treatment and all that stuff. No, they are not supposed to be there. So basically the minimum standards of level, or the minimum level, has to be an enrolled nurse or a midwife. So basically if you consider the staffs in your clinic, your NA doesn't need to appear on that list. So if they are there, they are just supposed to support you, not to run the clinic. Some people put them to run the clinic. No, nowadays the guys are strict. If they find a nursing assistant in your clinic or a nursing aide, they close the clinic and take away your drugs, and getting them back, it's a long process. So please don't hire them. Simply don't hire them. Hire someone qualified. You can hire enrolled nurse, enrolled midwife. Nowadays the nursing schools are many, and these people, they don't have jobs. So please hire them, give them good money. 400, you will get a very good enrolled nurse, 400,000 or 450. So nowadays they don't want you to hire nursing aides completely. Yes, the fourth and last mistake people make when setting up clinics is practicing without a practicing license. Yes, that is a very big mistake. Most people who are quick and they want to get money, they start practicing. You don't have a license. You don't, just because you know medicine, you start practicing, you set up a clinic. Your competitors or neighbors will come and look, and you don't have a license. So please first get a license. If you don't have qualification, most people like nurses, most of them don't have 10 years of experience to operate a clinic. So basically what you have to do is to get someone. You get either a clinical officer or a doctor or a registered nurse who has those 10 years of experience. You work with them, and you get a license to practice. Yes, you solve many problems, because what they do is when they come, they look at the corner. They look at the corner and you don't have the license. They encourage all people to display their licenses in the corner. They always have to be one for suitability or premises, another one your practicing license. You display them in the corner so that when they come, they just see. They don't have to ask for the license. They need to just see in the corner. As you've seen, most clinics and most hospitals and most pharmacies, they display their license. That is what is supposed to be done. So you display your license, they come and see. But if they come and they don't find that license there, they will just get your drugs and get your nurses, they take them. That's what they do nowadays. So don't practice without a license. Get someone who has a license if you don't have this qualification, and you work with them. That's what most people do nowadays. You work with them, and there's a small fee, but that one is negotiable. So you work with them, and you set up your brilliant clinic without issue. So literally that's what you need to do. So avoid those 4 mistakes. Go through the right protocols and set up a beautiful clinic with no issues, and make your money. Thank you very much for listening.